Hey everyone, Jamie Pate here. Welcome to this week's video. And I have several things to share with you today. Well, not really several things, but I have several components to share with you today. How about that? So let's get started. Okay, once upon a time, in a fall of last year, I made a whole bunch of leaves and the making was so much fun. And now I have this box of leaves just at the ready. But you know what? I always do this. I still want to make more stuff. And there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, I have these particular type little leaves here. Let me grab another one. That were on some makes recently on my Facebook page. And I got the question, I need to know about that leaf business. So hence the name of this video. So today we're going to talk about this leaf business. These leaves were made using ScrapbookCom's pops of colors. And that's the other thing. That's the other component here on my table right now. I'm gathering about 5 of them because this particular array of pops is a fall collection. You can buy this bundle. It'll be linked below. It's a great deal, but it's also great colors for right now. I'm going to be taking these colors as well as my beloved glitters. We have copper and champagne and gold glitter here. Love those so very much. And then I have some pearls. I have to look at the name of this one because I have forgotten it. It's orange sherbet and it's pretty bright and intense. We'll see if we use that one. And this one is satin pearl. Then wait. There's more. I'm a big fan of these autumn leaves at present. They are gorgeous brand new leaf dyes. I know the dyes. It's an addiction, people. I love the dyes. I love them so much. And we're going to use Vicki Boutin's foundation paper and make some backgrounds. So now you've seen all the components. Let's get started. Okay, the other component I haven't talked about yet is the ScrapbookCom craft scraper. I like the scraper. It's wide, especially when I'm just making backgrounds. So I have a couple of the pieces of foundation paper. These are 4x6, I think so, and 4x4. And something that is really key, if you've not used pops of color before, what pops of color is a dimensional medium. It's not a paint, it's not puffy, but it does dry with dimension. And I'm going to scrape it over the background with some color combinations. And when it dries, it's going to have kind of hopefully what you're able to see on these leaves here. This one has a little bit of a shimmer even. I have another one in here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And it has a little bit of glitter just at the very top. Now, a couple of things. So we have our pops of color, a variety of colors. We have our scraper. We have a great mixed media foundation. I like this just a little bit heavier paper to work with. It doesn't have to be terribly heavy at all. 100-pound would be great as well of a white cardstock. You can even do this on colored cardstock as well. Today I'm doing it on the white. Okay, so here is a little clue when making these. A little goes a long way. So I'm adding a little bit of color to the very top of my cardstock here, of my foundation paper. I'm combining colors. In this particular situation, I'm using the satin pearl and then the glitter gold. Oops, let me give myself some space here. And I'm going to just, as flat as I can, scrape that color on my cardstock. And what you're going to see here, hopefully, is it's very translucent. Of course, it's pearl. And then the gold really stands out and it makes for beautiful background paper. Now, that in itself could be a card base with the sentiment and maybe its own leaf in there. That's your call. I have seen this be used as beautiful backgrounds. The other thing, though, I'm going to use this other half here, again, because a little bit goes a long way. And I think I have enough room for my dies there. But in this instant, let's get this to come to the top. I'm going to go all the way across this time and just give myself just a little bit more. I don't have as much wiggle room here, but I do have some. So, okay, that was the terracotta. I was going to put a little bit of this sherbet. It's a pearl and just see what we think of this combination. The thing too, if you're playing with this idea, and because you're using so little of it, I mean, you can make mistakes. What do I want to say? You can make mistakes and you haven't really used a lot of medium, right? So now that is really subtle as well. It might kind of look like a little bit of a glob, but I think it's going to be really pretty when I cut it. And I realized I didn't clean my, like, amateur mistake here, but it really doesn't matter, does it? I didn't clean my scraper. And I have a little bit of the glitter right here. I got some blue in here too. I'm going to pull that out, because I don't want that to be in my die cut, but that's kind of cool. So that's a fun color combination. All right, now this terracotta is a bright orange. And again, it's what I've learned from doing these techniques is that a little really does go a long way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the terracotta, the gold. I could have done the champagne. It just doesn't really matter. There's no rules to this part. And I'm going to do this pearl here, the satin pearl. And just, again, as flat as I can. And that's really pretty to me. I love that. I should write the combinations down for what I'm doing. I still have more here on my scraper. So I'm going to just get that as flat as I can. I don't really want that line, but it's okay. It's going to work. I think I could probably actually add a little bit more. So we have to remember this was terracotta. I don't need much down here, right? Just got a little bit of room here. Terracotta, gold, and pearl. For me, the pearl, because I'm not a big vivids kind of girl, and if you follow this channel and you follow my content, you know that I'm not a big and bright kind of a color girl. So for me, I don't know. I think I'm just scared of it, quite frankly. But for me, the satin pearl tones down a lot of color. And we can even come and turn this around and bring our color back this way. Now, this is not very thick at all. Okay, it got a lot of translucence to it. Is that a word? Translucence? Because I just made it up. And for me, I'm at 7,000 feet. It's going to dry pretty quick, but I'm still going to completely set it aside and make a few more color combinations. Another combination I wanted to try was this marine and the sage and the copper. How do you think that's going to go? I wish maybe this is something I should have done live. I'd love to hear some combinations from you guys of what you'd like to try. I do love any of the pinks and the pearl together. That is a favorite combination of mine, but I'm a pinky girl. And then sometimes if you just get it right, then you get some of those corals going on. I think that is beautiful. Here we go. Oh, look how intense that blue is. But you can see some of that green come through still. And I'm here for that. So that'd be interesting to see how that shows up. I'd not done the marine before. So it'll be interesting to see how that shows up once it's die cut. And this could be fun for some of my colors for December, for my December album, because I'm using a lot of blues and greens. So, you could go back in here and just add a little bit more of the green to see what that does in terms of layering over the blue. And yeah, it does. It's very subtle, but you can see that there's a blue going on there with that. I'm sorry, you can see there's that green going on there with the blue. So let's give these some time to dry and I'll cut them up and we'll go from there. Okay, I got these cut out. As you can see, I've started kind of playing with a little idea here for a page, but I want to bring these up here so you can see these a little bit more in focus and just see how beautiful they turned out. I can't get over how these turn out because you don't know how they're going to, and then they just become so very lovely. They just kind of tickle me a little bit. And here is the second sheet that we did with the yellows. We did part of it yellow. Remember I said, ooh, that yellow, I'm afraid of color. Nah, nah, nah. Well, these are awesome. These are just so beautiful. And I don't hate the white with the pearl and that glitter in there. They make for beautiful, beautiful, beautiful leaves. Yeah, you guys know if you've been around for a little bit, I geek out over these things. I'm geeking out over these things. Okay, I'm not geeking out over this. I didn't love the combination of the blue. It's okay, but I did a flower here. Just didn't quite speak to me as much as the other color combinations did. So I'm going to pull these off of my workspace here. And another thing I wanted to share with you was the negative. And this is just to show you how much I got 8 leaves out of, and I could have got more. There's more space. I just had 8 that I wanted to cut. So you're getting a lot of mileage even from these 4x6 cardstocks. You can get a lot of color off there. And here's a great example. You can do a combination of colors on one 4x6 and you get a great look. Yeah. Okay. So now that is what that leaf business is about. Before we wrap up here, we're a couple days into October. I really do have the intention of a October daily book, and it's actually sitting out here on one of my other tables, and I just have a lot of ideas for it. I just haven't got to it yet. So this is going to be, and it's the Black Velvet from ScrapbookCom, the 9x12 album. And what I need to start things off a little bit is what do you want to call it? I guess like an intro pocket, like a title pocket. That's what I need, a title pocket. Oh, I'm not having good luck getting this on the back of here. Let's try this again. So what I'm doing here is I have cut a piece of the Harvest 6x8 paper down to a 6x4. And I'm going to create my little title page. And I'm going to use these leaves because I'm totally vibing with it. So something I want to show you guys, I do this a lot. I just took my ruler and trimmed off the edges. Didn't even use my trimmer. Kind of in the market for a new trimmer, but that's like, that is neither here nor there. I don't know why this adhesive doesn't want to initially stay stuck to the back of this cardstock. You can see I'm struggling here. There it goes. And all I wanted to do was then I kind of wanted some height here to the back of this leaf, so I didn't mind using the adhesive and just kind of pulling it up and making a little mess of it and layering it over that other leaf. I need to clean it up a little bit because you can see some of it. And I think with this one, it's going to need another piece of the foam. I love this 2-inch foam. I've talked about this before because make it any size you want. Okay, this little ticket paper here is from Vicky Bouton's Fernwood, and I've just totally been scrapping it to death, because I love it so much. It's still available. Okay, so I have another piece of, now this is actually from Boho. This is a pink from Boho, and I just thought it actually complemented, and I wanted to make a little banner piece with it. So what I'm going to do, I keep hitting my mic, I'm so sorry. There we go. And what I want to do, I thought these oranges were perfect. So I'm going to grab my scissors here again, and I actually think I'm going to pull from here. It's a little darker, and then I'm going to do one of the things I love to do. I'm going to take one of these butterflies and pop it on the top of this. And you're all, but this is for a pocket page, right? Yes, if you watched Scrap Fest, then SBC Fest, not Scrap Fest. If you watched SBC Fest, then you see that I am beholden to the outside of the pocket too. Does that mean this is going to go on the outside of the pocket? I'm not sure yet. But what I really, my real aim here is to show you, now that we have now that we have these DIY embellishments that are the die cut leaves with the pops of color background. What can we do with them? And we can do all kinds of things with them. Heck, you saw my little container. You can just save them till next year if you wanted to. That's really too big, Jim. Let's trim that down. But one of the things we can do with them, just use them as embellishments. How often are you looking for a certain something and you just really don't know what it is? That's why I really started making my own. I just kind of came up with things that I like to use over and over again. And icons, whether they're hearts or leaves or butterflies, I like to use them over and over again. So to have a whole bunch of them like we have now, after, if you've played along and made these, or if you're going to make these, is awesome. I'm excited. Going to rub a part of this text onto this scrap of cardstock paper. And let's see if I need a harder surface. No, I think I'm okay, actually. There, just needed a touch of a something. And so that's what that's about. I am going to go ahead now. First, I'm going to staple that. I know I haven't attached it to anything. That's okay. Sometimes my back parts want to show, so I'm just going to trim that up. I am going to then grab another piece of the foam. I'm going to pop this up. Now that I know what I'm doing here, I'm going to go ahead and lay and attach this to its background. And then this here. Okay, now for the butterfly. This is what I like to do. I love using these 49 in Market. I just got to decide which one I want, and I think I want this one right here. I'm going to go in and completely trim it out. This is kind of, again, a personal preference for how you like to get your rub-ons. This is from the Sherbet collection of rub-ons. They like to go out of stock pretty quick. I'll link them. I'm just not sure of their status right now. These came out before fall, and I thought they were like beautiful and wonderful, and they are summer colors, but I'm liking it here for this little fall make. So I like to take especially these larger images and this butterfly here, and then rub it to the vellum, and of course go ahead and remove its top piece, but it's not on there. I'm working on the silicone mat still from when we were creating our backgrounds for our leaves, and sometimes that's a bit of a persnickety background, but we got it. So now what we're going to do, taking these tiny little scissors, I'm going to trim around. Oh, I think that's going to be so beautiful there. And with my leaves, oh my gosh, I have just died and gone to nirvana. I am sure of it. And I'm going to wrap this little makeup here in a little bit. But I've used these leaves also, you've seen on cards. I have those posted in the gallery at scrapbook.com, right? In the gallery at scrapbook.com. I've posted them in on my Facebook page. I don't know if I posted them on Instagram. I can't even remember. But they've mostly appeared on cards. This is the first time I've created these, and then, hey, let's use them on a scrapbook page. But today's the day. Today's the day. And if you can hear that pounding in the background, that is my son practicing his drums. Yes, we have a drum player in the house. Okay, so super simple, and you have a gorgeous, really having trouble speaking today. What I meant to do, do you guys do this? Do you lay stuff down and then you're like, oh wait, I'm not done with that yet? I didn't really want to lay that down yet because I wanted to give a little tiny attachment to our butterfly so that it could fly on the page. That's what we have so far. Layers and pieces and scraps and vellum and rub-ons. And there's one more thing I want to do. Let me show you what that is. This is the other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to make space here to put October on my card. This is brand new. This is called Modern. It's a brand new alpha die from ScrapbookCom, and I love it. I love that whole, I like that modern vibe with a bit of a softer, more romantic, maybe even vintage kind of thing. I do enjoy that juxtaposition. Okay, and now I have this really simple, not only do I have a fairly simple title card for my October daily, but I still have plenty of leaves yet left to make my card or make a tag or add other embellishments or make my whole page feel cohesive because I have the same color leaves ready to go. So that's what I want to share with you today. That is this leaf business. I hope you found something here inspiring, maybe something even new to try. I'm loving it. I just couldn't wait to share it with you. So let me know if you have any questions, any thoughts. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video.